Not every hunt is decided by the stronger party. In Africa, raw power may provide an advantage in one scenario, while speed, ambush tactics, or coordination prove effective in another. When every attack compels both predator and prey to react constantly, what makes the difference between success and failure? What happens when a formidable land predator faces off against an aquatic ambush killer? Lions primarily inhabit sub-Saharan Africa, ranging from savannas and grasslands to open woodlands. An adult weighs between 330 and 550 pounds, possessing powerful shoulder and forelimb muscles capable of subduing large prey. However, when a pride swims across a river in search of food, the lions lose the solid footing needed to exert their full strength, and the animal at the rear begins to lag behind. It is precisely this position that places the lion within the crocodile's sights. Knowing that an adult lion can put up a fierce fight, the crocodile does not rush in. Instead, it swims silently beneath the surface, tracking the lion's movement and waiting for it to reach deeper water, where changing direction and generating power with its legs becomes difficult. When the moment is right, the crocodile accelerates from behind and clamps its jaws onto the lion. The lion immediately twists violently, fighting back relentlessly before summoning the strength to swim toward the bank. This fierce resistance prevents the crocodile from maintaining its advantage for long. As soon as the lion's feet touch the shallows, it quickly scrambles onto the shore, while the crocodile abandons the pursuit and returns to the river. The failed attack demonstrates that even with the advantage of an underwater ambush, targeting an adult lion is no easy feat. As temperatures on the savanna cooled, conditions became favorable for prolonged chases, and the pack of wild dogs turned their attention towards the wildebeest. Widely distributed across sub-Saharan Africa, wildebeest can reach speeds of 43 to 50 miles per hour. Even when cornered, they are not easy prey to subdue. They can suddenly wheel around and use their powerful horns to fend off predators. Faced with such resistance, the wild dogs had to approach cautiously, even though a meal was within reach. Hunger drove them to take risks. The dogs fanned out, coordinating their pressure in an attempt to isolate a single wildebeest from the herd. Yet, instead of fleeing, the wildebeest bunched together and turned to face their pursuers. Whenever the dogs drew near, the wildebeest would charge aggressively, forcing the predators to retreat and seek a different angle of attack. Unable to isolate a target, the pack gradually lost its advantage. Pressing the attack further would only increase the risk of injury, so they abandoned the chase and moved on. The failed hunt demonstrated that, when hunting in a pack, knowing when to retreat is also a survival strategy. On the open African grasslands, the topi relies on keen sight and hearing, as well as long legs, to detect danger and quickly accelerate. Adults can weigh between 155 and 350 pounds. If warned early enough, their speed allows them to outrun predators. However, in this instance, the topi is resting, and its lack of movement has attracted a nearby hyena. Faced with such a swift-footed prey, the hyena does not rush to attack. Instead, it observes and silently closes the gap. Once close enough, it suddenly surges forward. The topee springs up to flee, but the distance is too short to reach top speed. The hyena closes in and latches onto the topee's hind leg, while the animal struggles violently and constantly changes direction to break free. The prolonged struggle quickly draws in other hyenas. As more hyenas approach from various directions, the advantage shifts to the pack. The topee continues to fight and seek an escape route, but the closing circle prevents it from regaining its speed. Ultimately, the topee is subdued and brought down. On the savanna, speed is a major advantage, but it is only truly effective when danger is detected early enough. Leopards are powerful enough to hunt a wide range of prey, but against a small porcupine, brute strength is no longer an absolute advantage. A single miscalculated approach can make the hunt a costly mistake. In Africa, porcupines inhabit savannas, scrublands, open woodlands, and rocky terrain. Their sturdy bodies, short legs, and thousands of stiff quills provide an effective defense. Consequently, a leopard cannot simply rush in. It must find a way to bypass the quills before it can subdue the prey. To find an opening, the leopard accelerates in pursuit, constantly circling to reach the porcupine's head. The porcupine immediately raises its quills, turns its back toward the adversary, and keeps moving. The leopard shifts its approach angle, while the porcupine pivots to keep its quills facing the predator. The gap narrows, bringing the hunter dangerously close to injury. The leopard moves in again, but the distance is too short, and the porcupine's quills pierce its body. It instantly retreats, while the porcupine keeps its quills raised and continues on its way. Unable to find a safe angle of attack, the leopard is forced to abandon the target. The hunt ends in failure, but this decision spares the leopard from injuries that could jeopardize future hunts. Tortoises inhabit a variety of harsh environments across Africa and Asia, ranging from savannas and grasslands to scrublands and semi-deserts. Many species live for decades, while some giant tortoises can exceed 100 years of age. This longevity is closely linked to their effective self-defense mechanisms. Being slow-moving, tortoises rely primarily on their hard shells for protection when escape is impossible. Out in the open, a moving tortoise catches the eye of a foraging honey badger. Spotting the slow-moving prey, the honey badger immediately approaches, circling the tortoise and repeatedly probing the edges of its shell for an opening. The tortoise quickly retracts its head and limbs, rendering the badger's initial attempts unsuccessful. Undeterred, the honey badger paws at the shell and shifts positions, persisting in its effort to flip the tortoise over. After much maneuvering, the tortoise is finally overturned, severely limiting its mobility. Unable to quickly right itself, the tortoise loses its defensive advantage and is ultimately subdued by the honey badger. The hunt ends in victory for the predator. This encounter demonstrates that even an effective defense can fail when an adversary finds a way to alter the prey's orientation and restrict its movement. On the African savanna, a mother rhino keeps her calf close while moving and foraging. Her protective instinct is bolstered by her massive, powerful physique. The largest rhinos can weigh over 4,400 pounds. This immense bulk, combined with strong neck muscles and the ability to charge forcefully, allows the mother to react aggressively to danger. Consequently, to reach the calf, the observing hyena pack must find a way to bypass the mother's protection. The hyenas fan out. Some approach to draw the mother's attention, while others immediately circle towards the calf. The mother pivots to block them and charges straight at the encroaching predators, forcing them to scatter. The hyenas quickly change direction and attempt to approach again. The mother rhino stays close to her calf, leaving no gap for the attackers to exploit. Unable to create an opening, the hyenas continue to press in from multiple directions, while the mother rhino constantly pivots and charges to drive them back. Each time the distance narrows, they are forced to retreat. After several failed attempts, the hyena pack leaves the area. The mother rhino relies on maternal instinct to protect her calf, while the hyenas rely on the strength of the pack to serve the group's interests. Found primarily in sub-Saharan Africa, the wild dog features a slender build, long legs, a deep chest, and a coat with unique, individualistic color patterns. Adults typically weigh between 40 and 80 pounds. Their bodies are adapted for long-distance running, though such exertion increases their need for hydration. After a day of foraging, an African wild dog approaches the water's edge to quench its thirst. Its movements near the bank quickly catch the attention of a submerged crocodile. The crocodile silently closes the distance before suddenly lunging to seize its prey. The wild dog instantly jerks its body, twisting and pushing with its legs toward the shore. For a moment, it nearly regains its footing, keeping its escape hopes alive. However, the crocodile pulls back, dragging the struggle further away from the water's edge. As they move further from the bank, the wild dog can no longer touch the bottom. It continues to thrash violently to break free, but its ability to resist fades rapidly once it loses all purchase. The crocodile drags its prey into deep water, ultimately winning the encounter. In the wild, such hunts play a vital role in maintaining the flow of energy through the food chain. Across the arid landscapes of Africa, the honey badger is constantly on the move in search of food. Its low, sturdy build and long front claws enable it to dig effectively and maintain a firm grip. Not built for sustained high-speed running, the honey badger relies instead on endurance and short bursts of speed. While foraging near the base of a tree, the badger's attention is drawn to the movement of a nearby lizard. Sensing the badger's approach, the lizard immediately scrambles up the tree trunk to put some distance between them. The badger quickly follows, using its front claws to grip firmly and steadily, closing the gap. The lizard constantly shifts its position, climbing higher and changing direction whenever its pursuer draws near. This game of evasion continues until the lizard falls to the ground and immediately attempts to flee. The fall brings the chase back to the ground, where the honey badger's ability to accelerate rapidly comes into play. The lizard repeatedly changes direction to widen the gap, while the badger maintains its pace and continues to close in. After a brief pursuit, the badger catches up and subdues its prey. The hunt ends in victory for the honey badger, playing a role in maintaining the ecosystem's balance. Each hunt concludes differently, as the effectiveness of one's strength depends on timing and the appropriate response. Some succeed in securing their prey, others manage to escape danger, and some are forced to retreat when the hunt becomes too risky. In the natural world, knowing how to leverage an advantage at the right moment is often the deciding factor in the outcome. Across the harsh landscapes of Africa, where every movement can be a matter of life and death, confrontations unfold rapidly, leaving no room for error. A sudden lunge, a slight misstep, or even a momentary lapse in focus is enough to alter the entire situation in an instant. So, in those fleeting encounters, what truly determines who ultimately holds the upper hand? At water sources across sub-Saharan Africa, African buffalo must return daily to survive. They favor open areas that offer early visibility, yet this habit also makes their location easy to track. Unlike many other herbivores, buffalo do not prioritize flight. When threatened, they often turn to confront the danger, a choice that quickly places them within the lion's strategic sights. Trailing behind the herd, two male lions stalk an individual that has strayed from the group. They maintain their distance, adjusting their position relative to the wind, and wait for the prey to slow down before suddenly accelerating. A short, explosive charge brings the buffalo down. One lion pins the head to obscure its vision, while the other presses against its flank to suppress resistance. The buffalo bucks, stomps, and twists in an attempt to break free, forcing the lions to constantly shift positions to maintain their hold. As the struggle intensifies, the force of the confrontation mounts with the prey's desperate resistance. Suddenly, the herd turns back. Multiple buffalo charge in simultaneously, shattering the lion's grip. With the tide turning rapidly, the two lions are forced to release their hold and retreat, leaving the prey to be pulled to safety by the herd. This sequence highlights a crucial point. Buffalo rely not merely on individual strength, but on collective action to regain the upper hand, whereas lions gain their advantage through initial observation and coordination. While a single animal may be brought down, the herd can alter the outcome, and it is this dynamic that maintains the balance of survival. In Africa's semi-arid regions, ostriches inhabit open terrain where speed is a crucial advantage. They often travel in small groups, sometimes alongside zebras and antelopes, to enhance vigilance. Their keen eyesight allows for early detection and avoidance of danger, yet any lapse in formation leaves them vulnerable to exploitation. Aware of the prey's superior vision, the cheetah relies on patience to manage the distance. It stalks along the edge of the grasslands, keeping its body low while tracking the group's movements. When a single bird drifts slightly out of formation, the cheetah launches a sudden dash. The ostrich accelerates in a straight line, but its escape route is cut off, and the gap closes rapidly. The distance vanishes, leading to direct physical contact. The cheetah closes in, topples the bird, and pins it down. The ostrich struggles, attempting to rise and break free, but relentless pressure wears down its resistance, sealing its fate. In the savannas, open woodlands, and scrublands near water sources across sub-Saharan Africa, guinea fowl roam semi-open environments that offer relatively long-range visibility. Their stout, rounded bodies, weighing between 1 and 1.6 kilograms, provide stability while running on the ground. Although their short wings limit sustained flight, they can launch themselves rapidly to escape danger. This reflex serves as a last resort when a threat draws near. Concealed within the short grass, a leopard holds its position, observing the flock from a distance. It remains virtually motionless, maintaining its distance while waiting for a moment of inattention. As the guinea fowl take flight in unison, the leopard springs instantly upward, intercepting their escape path and snatching a bird mid-air. As the prey falls, the leopard secures its grip and quickly subdues the catch. The guinea fowl struggles briefly to break free, but its resistance is short-lived. The hunt concludes swiftly, providing the predator with vital energy and helping to maintain the ecological balance of survival. It is not speed, but a momentary lapse in vigilance that seals the zebra's fate on the savanna. Found primarily in Africa, zebras inhabit vast grasslands that offer clear sight lines, allowing them to spot predators early. With a top speed of around 65 kilometers per hour, not the fastest on the savanna, but sufficient for endurance and agile maneuvering, they maintain a safe distance through the herd's collective movement, right up until the pressure begins to mount. As that pressure builds, the lion doesn't charge immediately. Instead, it exploits the herd's movement patterns. A lioness lies low, stalking stealthily and waiting for the perfect moment. Once the gap narrows, she bursts into a short, rapid sprint to intercept the prey before it can react. Almost simultaneously, a male lion appears to cut off escape routes and close the space. Once the space is closed, the outcome becomes inevitable. Hemmed into a tight area, the zebra loses its ability to maneuver, and the remaining distance vanishes instantly. The hunt concludes as the two lions maintain close proximity, fully controlling their target. The events demonstrate that the deciding factor is neither raw speed nor individual strength alone. Zebras rely on visibility and movement rhythm to keep their distance, while lions rely on observation and coordination to close the gap. In the wild, the advantage belongs not to the strongest, but to the one who best controls positioning and timing in every fleeting moment. On the open savannas of the Serengeti, where visibility is unobstructed, cheetahs utilize the terrain to stalk prey from great distances. They primarily inhabit areas with little tall vegetation, where any movement stands out against the open landscape. With speeds reaching 95 to 110 kilometers per hour and explosive acceleration, their advantage lasts only 10 to 20 seconds, a limitation that compels them to choose the precise moment to strike. Given this time constraint, a female separates from the group and approaches the wildebeest herd in a wide arc. She keeps her body low, observing their movement patterns and waiting for a clear trajectory to emerge. Once close enough, she launches into an instant sprint, forcing the prey to run in a specific direction. The wildebeest constantly changes direction to escape, but even slight miscalculations allow the cheetah to rapidly close the gap. The chase quickly culminates in physical contact. The cheetah lunges to bring the prey down and maintains a firm hold. Other cheetahs close in immediately, applying pressure from multiple angles. The wildebeest struggles, attempting to rise and break free, but as the restraint persists, its resistance wanes. Once resistance fades, the outcome is swiftly sealed. Cheetahs rely not on endurance, but on their ability to capitalize on short bursts of speed. The prey provides the nutrition needed to replenish expended energy. This exchange maintains the balance of the survival cycle. On the grasslands of the Serengeti and Tanzania, being part of a large herd does not always guarantee safety for wildebeest. They migrate seasonally, traveling thousands of kilometers in pursuit of water and grazing grounds. They maintain a steady pace and constant vigilance, relying on the herd to minimize risk. However, when their movement slows, particularly at shallow waterholes, this dense concentration creates opportunities for lions. At a shallow water crossing, the herd becomes trapped on slippery, narrow ground. The lions do not rush to attack. Instead, they observe from a distance, waiting for an individual to lose its position. When one animal falters, a lioness lunges in a short burst of speed, clamping down on the prey's neck. A male lion quickly joins the fray, coordinating from the rear to cut off any escape route. Trapped in the confined space, the prey cannot rejoin the herd. The wildebeest struggles and fights back, but the safety of the group is gone. The pressure is maintained until the prey weakens and is finally brought down, concluding the hunt. Throughout the encounter, the survival strategies of both sides are clearly evident. The wildebeest rely on movement and cohesion, while the lions capitalize on timing and coordination to break that formation. Nature's balance is maintained through these very moments of gaining and losing the upper hand. In the grasslands and semi-arid regions of Africa, gazelles inhabit open landscapes offering expansive visibility. They move in small groups, maintaining spacing and detecting danger early. Their inherently vigilant nature, prioritizing survival over recklessness, helps them avoid conflict. Yet moments of lapsed attention leave them vulnerable to the leopard. From the edge of the low grass, the leopard remains concealed, monitoring the herd for an extended period. It advances in short, stealthy steps, targeting an individual whose vigilance has faltered before launching a sudden dash once within striking distance. The gazelle leaps and darts erratically to escape, but within moments the gap closes and the chase transforms into a direct physical struggle. During the clash, the leopard brings its prey to the ground and secures a firm hold. The gazelle thrashes, attempting to rise and break free, but the predator's relentless grip gradually stifles its resistance. The hunt concludes with the prey fully subdued, providing the vital nutrition needed to sustain the predator and maintain the ecological balance of survival. In the vast savanna environment, hyenas often appear at the intersections of predators and prey. Encounters occur when food sources, territory, or offspring are threatened in the open space. The following sequence of events illustrates how hyenas utilize numbers, timing, and location to exert pressure in each confrontation. Amidst the vast grasslands of the Serengeti, lions are adapted to open environments where their long-distance vision aids in tracking prey and group coordination. This is a common habitat for lions in Africa, especially when herds of wildebeest move across the grasslands. When controlling territory and open spaces, lions can detect movement from close range. From the edge of that area, a herd of hyenas approaches and maintains a distance to observe the lion's movements. They circle, change direction, and wait for the right moment to close in. When a male lion enters their range, more than 20 hyenas form a circle and apply pressure from multiple directions. As the circle narrows, the lion constantly turns to counter the approaching directions. The hyenas maintain an approach and withdraw tactic, reducing the lion's ability to hold its position. The situation changed when another lion appeared, and the two lions stood close together and held their positions, forcing the hyenas to leave the area. Once the outcome was determined, it was evident that the hyenas used their numerical advantage to maintain constant pressure. The lions held the upper hand by holding their positions and coordinating effectively within their familiar territory. The battle ended with the hyenas leaving the area and the two lions maintaining control. In sub-Saharan Africa, African buffaloes are widely distributed and often operate near water sources. Tall grasslands provide a stable food supply, while open spaces allow the herd to easily observe its surroundings. When gathered in large groups, buffaloes form a clear defensive structure. A group of hyenas maintains a distance and begins to observe the herd for extended periods. They move in a circle and try to pressure an individual to separate them from the group. As the number of hyenas increases, they approach from multiple directions to test the herd's reaction. The pressure gradually increases as the buffalo herd narrows its formation and moves the adult individuals to the outside. They advance step by step and maintain distance, forcing the hyenas to retreat after each approach. The result is that no individual is separated from the herd, and the hyenas gradually leave the area. In the final stage, the buffaloes demonstrate effectiveness through their defensive structure and synchronized response. Hyenas are capable of applying group pressure, but are limited in their ability to break up formations. The game ends with the buffaloes maintaining their formation, while hyenas fail to maintain their approach. In the open areas of the Serengeti and Kalahari deserts, cheetahs often use termite mounds or raised mounds to observe prey from a distance. The less obstructed environment allows them to utilize their speed when hunting antelopes like springbok. When operating in this open space, cheetahs usually maintain distance from competitors to protect their food source and offspring. Near this area, a hyena appears and begins to observe as the cheetah has just brought down its prey. It maintains distance, moves slowly, and gradually approaches to build pressure. When it sees an opportunity, the hyena approaches directly, forcing the cheetah to stand between the carcass and its young. The pressure increases rapidly as the hyena continuously advances to take its position. The cheetah responds by advancing and maintaining a short distance from its opponent. The result is that the hyena retreats, while the cheetah retains its carcass and maintains its position to protect its young. The sequence of events suggests that the cheetah was able to maintain an advantage in short bursts while protecting its young and food sources. The hyena was capable of applying sustained pressure, but was limited by its inability to gain a numerical advantage. The situation concluded when the cheetah regained control and the hyena withdrew from the area. In the savannas of Serengeti National Park and Kruger National Park, wild dogs move in packs and use their long-range vision to track prey. Open space helps them maintain formation as they approach their target. Once they occupy a hunting area, the pack positions itself, allowing them to detect and react to surrounding movement, facilitating approaches from the edges of the area. From the edge of the field, a hyena approaches slowly, maintaining a distance to observe the wild dog pack's formation. It changes direction and waits for a moment when the pack's attention is diverted. As the distance narrows, the hyena closes in to gain a position, but encounters resistance from multiple wild dogs, turning the situation into a direct confrontation. During the confrontation, the wild dog pack closes in short bursts, forcing the hyena to turn to avoid being cornered. The pressure causes the hyena to lose its position and turn towards the nearby water. The match concluded with the hyenas leaving, while the wild dogs held the area. After the outcome was determined, it was evident that the wild dogs maintained their effectiveness through teamwork and consistent pressure. The hyenas were quick to react, but were limited when confined in open space. The match ended with the wild dogs regaining control of the area, while the hyenas failed to maintain their original positions. In the mixed vegetation savanna areas of Africa, leopards are often found in areas with abundant impala, gazelle, and warthog. The dense shrub environment allows them to move stealthily and approach prey at close range. When operating in dense areas, leopards maintain a position close to their food source, making them easily detectable by other species from the edges of the area. From outside that range, two hyenas approach slowly and maintain a distance to observe the leopard's activity. They circle the carcass and wait for the right moment to move in. When the leopard leaves the carcass, the hyenas advance and take its position, forcing the leopard to retreat into the bushes to observe. When the leopard returns to approach the carcass, the hyenas detect it and move directly to intercept. The leopard cannot maintain its approach and must retreat a second time. Ultimately, the hyenas retain the carcass, and the leopard leaves the area. At the end, it's clear that hyena took advantage of the opportunity when leopard left its position in the open space. Leopard has the advantage of stealthy movement, but is at a disadvantage when facing multiple individuals in direct combat. The battle ends with hyena maintaining control of the food source, while leopard loses its original position. In the African savanna, zebras live in open grasslands with good visibility, allowing them to detect threats early. Many populations are concentrated in East and South Africa, often grazing in open areas and avoiding dense thickets. When moving in groups in this terrain, the herd maintains a stable formation, but weakened individuals can become vulnerable targets. Outside the herd's range, a group of hyenas maintains an observational position and adjusts their direction to the zebra's movements. They circle around to find open spaces and gradually close the distance to a single individual with limited mobility. When the distance is close enough, the hyenas approach from multiple directions and maintain pressure on the target. The pressure intensifies as the number of hyenas increases, and they approach in short bursts. The zebra cannot maintain its distance, and its ability to react diminishes. The result is that the hyenas gain control of the target, while the zebra remains in place. The results showed that hyena was effective due to teamwork and consistent pressure. Zebra had the advantage of vigilance in open space, but was limited when an individual was weakened. The situation ended when hyena regained control, while zebra failed to maintain safe movement. Along the vast grasslands of the Serengeti, wildebeest are well adapted to open environments and often move near water sources, such as rivers and wetlands. They need to drink water regularly. So many herds congregate around the Mara River during the dry season. By maintaining their location near water sources, wildebeest often create high concentration areas, thereby increasing their chances of being tracked from a distance. From this surrounding area, a hyena spots a young animal and begins to approach at a steady distance. It adjusts its course and waits for the moment when the young animal is out of a safe position. As the distance shortens, the hyena accelerates its pursuit, forcing the young animal to move quickly forward. When the distance shortens to the point where the risk increases, the mother wildebeest detects the situation and moves directly toward the hyena. This appearance changes the approach, forcing the hyena to slow down and adjust its position. Ultimately, the hyena left the area, while the hatchling remained within safe boundaries. After the situation concluded, it was evident that the wildebeest was effective due to its timely response when the hatchling was in danger. The hyena was capable of detecting and approaching quickly, but was limited when faced with a direct response from an adult. The situation ended with the wildebeest securing the hatchling, while the hyena failed to maintain its approach. Encounters in the savannah always unfold with a constant rhythm of pressure and reaction. Hyena maintain the initiative by approaching in groups, but must adjust when faced with resistance. Each situation ends with a clear distinction between control and retreat.